Okay, so now we're going to continue with part 10. And just to say, I'm reading this book to preserve that which is one of the many pieces of evidence that the enemies of light and love in the creation would try to destroy, so that mankind doesn't learn these things. So I appreciate everybody listening to any part of these videos. And yeah, so it's always been my favorite book, one of my favorites, and I've only kept a few, like maybe 100 books in my life. Notice how well, anyway, I could go on about how many books there are in the world, and then how many people in the digital age have decided not to use books at all anymore. So anyhow, it's preservation time. And just to repeat that, there's a couple copies of this I found online recently, one for $100 and one for $150. So, and I understand that these ideas in here are written in other books by other people too. So that's a good thing. Okay. So here we go. This is page 81, April 20, 1956. We have spoken many times of our limiting conditions where it was not possible to escape from the confining walls imprisoning us by physical means. Our escape was shown as an interior existence. Finally, we entered the very earth itself. We became aware that we need not be bound by mortal limitations. There was a vaster, more wonderful experience awaiting us. We found that we need not cast off the mortal body in order to reach realms of beauty and breadth of vision, but that we were able to dwell in those qualities of being while incarcerated in a cave beneath the ground. It was thus that we began to realize that we were truly immortal. We could go from one field of conscious expression to another, finding ever greater scope. It is well for all who seek to serve to dwell in thought upon the potentials within the creative mind. From the vantage point of a distant horizon, another opens, still greater, still more wonderful. We need only seek the one immediately before us to find a greater one outstretching, promising fulfillment in the joy of exploration. Our findings within the heart of the earth taught us that man knows but little of his earth plane. There are still untouched vast avenues of wealth and great volumes of wisdom, healing powers and splendors of living as yet inconceivable. Our thought for today is, find the self within the self. It is all powerful, all purposeful, all rewarding. Be not the victim of limitation, but its master. April 27, 1956. What we have to give is healing and vitalizing to the emotional and physical body. Little is known of the effects of the radiation on the corporal body, yet many suffer from lack of the substance of life because they do not realize that it may be breathed in just as is the oxygen in the air. In these days, all men are troubled, except those who have come to know what we have just stated. Men feel the end of a world as they have known it and don't know what lies before them. It is difficult for the man of earth to relate himself to the whole. He sees only his individual struggle. We could not mingle with our fellow men. We caught their thought waves as they came to us by the same telepathic means by which you record this. These thought waves were intensely disturbing until we came to know them for what they were and refused to identify ourselves with them. We came to know the vibrational relationships of a world of war and competition. We also came to know the vibrational response to a world of ease and harmony, one of color tone, one of light-filled love of all that is, which is the reality of what we term the upper ethers. The upper ethers is a realm of being far more real than that experienced by Earthman, because within it lie the truth of being, the principles applicable to all of livingness, the soul of the universe. It is not only a way of life, it is life itself, as it is the truth. Call it perfection if you will, but imperfection exists only in the consciousness of man. Perfection cannot be until he has become one with the underlying idea. Many have said that it is not possible for man to realize perfection. This seems to be true in relation to his earth experience. But were he to dwell upon the idea until he felt a deep response in consciousness, he would be lifted into the higher ethers, which are a part of the divine idea of perfection. God, the supreme life of all lives, knows only perfection. He sees not the failure of man to find it, but sees always the human archetype, the Son of God, and knows its livingness. From that perfect idea stems the Christ, God within man, his own approach to the higher levels, and his own redemption from the limitations, sins, and destructive elements within the corporal man. May 5th, 1956. We are in no way connected with any school of thought. We believe that we are a part of the hierarchy of light by reason of service only. All who serve the light faithfully and in pure desire to help their fellow men become, in effect, working members of that hierarchy. Each carries out his tasks obediently, and as consciousness expands, extends his range of activity. The teachers of the hierarchy transmit through many different channels whatever they wish to be made known. They do not select, nor are they represented by any one particular or special school of thought. There are countless ways in which this is done, and many channels that give no recognition whatsoever to the hierarchical plan. Oh wait, let me do that again. There are countless ways in which this is done, and many channels that give no recognition whatsoever to the hierarchical plan. Okay. These beings channel light through their belief in the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. God may be called by many names. His presence may be invoked through varying beliefs, but the light is given to whoever serves in selfless love. We have told you that our lessons in experiment were drastic and deeply painful, all but washing away our desire to live. Only the presence of love itself saved us from surrender to death. We had no hopes of worldly recognition, little hope that we would ever again be permitted to walk the ways of earth known or recognized by our fellow man. We were buried alive within the earth, and hard labor without gain seemed to be our lot. Out of it came the belief and the faith that love and love alone could redeem the earth and make of it a place where man could dwell in peace. What we have achieved is very little in comparison with all that must yet be done before man comes to see himself as a solar manifestation or a soul. May 12, 1956. By the way, if the video cuts off, I'll continue overlapping in the next one. Okay, May 12, 1956. Working within the earth brought forth a whole new experience. We found that life within the earth existed as strongly and positively as it does above ground. We found miracles of value to men of earth, which have not as yet been touched. We found the replicas of ancient civilizations, also jewels of rare worth and minerals as yet undreamed of by man. We found that the very substance of the depths of the earth has a rare and inexhaustible quality of life able to restore the being of man after so-called death. We found that the mineral sources within the substance of earth were such that instant growth took place under our very eyes. We found rivers of living water which, when touched by our lips, renew the life current within us and through which we could transmit our forces into your world of form. We found that we were transmuted in fleshly form into beings of light without affecting the physical manifestation as it appears in outer expression. That is, we were men as we have always been, but by touching the forces within the earth, through our desire to serve and through our love for them, we became light bodies, carrying with us our mental powers and able to appraise all that was revealed to us without losing our ability to restore ourselves to physical form. We came to feel an inner kinship with the earth as it became known to us as an urgent expression of life forces, and that man could be renewed by his contact with the earth, even though he delved into it only to make a garden grow. If he dug for minerals, going into the bowels of the earth to do so, he established a kinship with the earth which made him want to return to it. We are aware that few men know why they become miners, or how great the desire is for contact with the forces of earth as such. But we do know that whoever enters it with a deep desire to serve humanity, and in the love which must accompany such desire, he will find the qualities of life for which he has been searching. As the men of earth are now finding the wonders at the bottom of the seas, so did the men of ancient times find the wonders within the earth itself, and so can men come to know the wonders of their God and the eternal life within every particle of his substance. That's all for today.